I think, dream of mine personally, but also I think this is something that's really going to benefit our community and our partnerships, and also be a mechanism for the college to get more ingrained in the ability to, and as I told Dave Romer when I first met him, very first day I met you, right? Glacier is going to be our largest classroom. And that's really where we're at, and the agreement it will be in place for 5 years, and it will be a start to help us co-design what this will look like, and the relationship. On top of that, I'd like to also acknowledge that we have partners from the Glacier Park Conservancy here. We also have partners from Pursuit here, sitting in the back. And I'd also like to acknowledge the Rozier, the one DeRozier that showed up, the Sun Tour guy. Made sure that we had a number of people here who would benefit from the partnership. The college will not be the only benefactor of this. The community, our partner organizations, our community elders. We're hoping that through our Knowledge Carrier Lodge, it's going to be a major part of us imparting knowledge, not just on our own people, but on the people that serve the park every day. And to take into effect this agreement is a start for us to start building a strong relationship, one that will proceed throughout generations. There's a couple of people I want to acknowledge before I have our guests introduce themselves. First of all, I'd like to acknowledge our elders in our college, Marvin Weatherwax Sr., Miss Laura Jarvis, Carol Murray is also here. Thank you for coming. Felix Nez.
Right here.
There you are. Melissa Weatherwax. And these are individuals that are really going to be beneficial to this agreement on our side of the college, making sure that we maintain our part of the agreement. The other thing that this agreement creates is the opportunity for the Park Service, for the Conservancy, other partners outside of here to embrace the knowledge that the college can offer them, and also give the ability for us to make the inroads and build strong relationships. This is what this MOA is all about. I'm gonna hand this over to our guests to introduce themselves, and then I'll invite the chairman up for a few words.
Good morning, everybody. It's an honor to be here. I'm Brian Karlstrom, the Deputy Regional Director for the National Park Service, and provide guidance to Glacier National Park in that capacity. I'm up here from Denver. It's good to be back out in the park.
Good morning, everyone. Chairman of the Blackfeet Nation. It's an honor to sit here amongst you and to see everybody, so welcome.
Good morning, I'm Dave Romer, the Superintendent for Glacier National Park. Fortunate and lucky to have that role, and honored to be here with you today.
I'm Dana Pemberton. I'm the chair of the board for Blackfeet Community College.
Oki, and I'm Sarah Dix. I'm the Tribal Community Engagement Interpreter in the park.
Good morning. My name is Debbie Smith. I'm the Hudson Bay District Interpreter based out of St. Mary and currently acting as the Chief of Interp, and just so thrilled to be here with all of you today.
Okini Stomix Kanati. Hello, good morning. My name is Tylee Wallman and I'm a board member of the Blackfeet. What is this place called? Community College.
Good morning, my name is Geneva Thompson. I'm with the Glacier National Park Conservancy, and we are really happy to be here today.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lacey Kowalski. I am Associate Director at the Glacier Conservancy and honored to be here for this.
My name is Orrin Weber, and I'm a board member of the Glacier Conservancy and celebrating my 50th anniversary of meeting Glacier National Park.
Okay. My name is Cheryl Cabell Zwang. My great-grandparents were Julia and Chief Waits in the Water on my maternal side, and my grandparents were Bill and Nora Spanish. They ranched on the Two Medicine River. And my parents were Don and Artis Cobell. And I am a member of the Blackfeet Conservancy Board. We established after I joined the Tribal Relations Committee. And I'm trying to make sure that we work in partnership with the reservation, with our people, and that there's mutual benefit in that relationship. And there really has been under working with Dave Romer. You've got a great superintendent with him. And I love working with the college. Excuse me. I don't know why I get so nervous. I told Brad I was going to jot down a big piece of paper and act like it was a speech. Anyway, I'm very happy to be here, and I'm so happy that that you guys have this agreement and that we have another tool to work with you on.
Thank you, everybody, for making it today. Of course, this isn't the whole Conservancy Board, so I want to acknowledge that there's many others that are in support but could not make it today. So at this time, I'd like to bring up our chairman, Rodney Jarvis Jr., to give a welcome to the community.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me okay? Oh, somebody left the phone. Doctor. Can you guys hear me if I just talk like this, or is it better to use the mic? I kind of think when Cookie was talking, it kind of reverberates, it seems to me, but we'll go ahead and talk like this. So welcome, everyone. It's an honor to stand before you as the chairman of the Blackfeet Nation. I'm Scotty Buckani. So okay, everybody. You know, I've been thinking of just a lot of things, and just to acknowledge our elders, our fluent Blackfeet speakers, Marvin Weatherwax, my grandmother Laura Jarvis. So they both blessed our meals for the past yesterday and today. Mother of the Year, what year was that? 1901. I think she's the only one alive. Was it 2020?
Yeah.
So Governor Bullock give Betty Cooper the honor of Mother of the Year of Montana. And so she's been all of our elders, of our former presidents, Carol Murray, and just all the staff and our guests. I know there's been a lot of networking going on, and I've been down here the past couple of days, and just to get to see everybody and to visit and just to say hello and break bread and eat breakfast has been, it reinvigorates the soul. It gives us understanding and invites in the inspiration that we need for our purpose. What are we doing with our lives? And so, you know, I've been sick I'm over it now, but I was sick for 3 weeks through the holiday. And felt that detachment. It felt like it was really challenging mentally, and it's really good just to be back and to start getting that brain sharpened up again, and being able to remember people's names is it's really it's a good feeling. And so I was really thinking on some stuff here. Tomorrow is the date of the Bear River massacre. 217 of our people had brutally murdered. And so in my own journey, I've shared it through many years. I'm going on 15 years of sobriety, wellness, and healing. Definitely been a struggle. But I've taken these moments in my past years of discovery and sobriety to understand what our people went through. It's actually inspired me. Because I was so short-sighted, I was so nearsighted at one time where I could only see, I couldn't see past today. I couldn't see past my next drink or my next drug use. Until I got into sobriety. I was so detached from what our people went through that I didn't identify with it. That was their problem. That was so long ago and I'm here now and I got my own problems and I'll keep them to myself. But to wear your heart on your sleeve and to actually ask for help is part of the journey in this life that we are given. There's many people before me who have helped inspire me. help uplift me to overcome my addictions, my emotional shortcomings. And so when I had heard the Bear River Massacre, I utilized that to help guide me and to remember that my ancestors went through a lot for me to be here, and I will not waste any more time. I will not waste any more time on addiction. I'll honor them. I'll honor my grandparents. My grandmother sits right here. My grandfather was a leader before me, so was my father. I'm a third-generation councilman. I take great pride in understanding that and knowing where my people come from. I'm going to read I know we're getting long-winded here, and it's over there, going like this. Usually I don't read from script, but I wrote something several years ago. I started visiting the site back in 2001 or 2002. Little did I know that that was the site of the massacre, but I actually lived in Shelby, Montana for a number of years. I went to middle school and a year and a half of high school there, and so we'd go hunting. I'd go hunting with my friends, and lo and behold, I showed up there, taking classes here, and we go to the site. I'm like, I spent a lot of time down here and had no idea that this event had taken place. And so I started making these connections in my newfound discovery of life, sobriety. And several years ago, I wrote I was down there and we had a commemoration, and it really hit me strongly then too. And I just wrote some literature down from my own memory. So this is about 6 years ago, 2020, I wrote this. January 23rd, 1870, our Blackfeet ancestors were murdered on the Bear River, Mirage River today, located a few miles south of present-day Dunkirk, Montana. Today we gathered at the site where the atrocious acts of murder were committed. 150 years ago today, the Heavy Runner Band was brutally attacked by United States infantry and cavalry led by Major Eugene Baker. When I wrote his name, I used lowercase. You don't deserve an uppercase E in his name. By the Blackfeet accounts, there were 217 women, children, and the elderly murdered while all the able-bodied men were out on a buffalo hunt. Today I heard a story of a mother breastfeeding her infant child. While being attacked, she told her two older daughters to run for their lives. A moment later, the infant child was shot in the head, followed by a shot to the mother's head. As the two older daughters fled, the youngest of the two was shot and killed. Only one young lady of this family lived. She survived by hiding in the nearby brush where she made shoes out of the willows. She endured all this through freezing temperatures of minus 30 to 40 degrees. This is just one story of the Blackfeet who survived that day. Today I wept, listening to the stories of what our people endured. For us to still be here is a testament to our resiliency of our ancestors. The blood that flows through our veins is built on the strength, knowledge, and wisdom of our great people. We are still here because of our ancestors. We are strong because of them. Today I made a promise to our ancestors that I will continue my journey of sobriety, wellness, and healing. It is the least I can do to honor them for the traumas they endured for us to be here. Thank you for letting me share. So I come across that. Oh, thank you. I come across that just to remember what I was doing 6 years ago. I know it's only 6 years ago, but to remember our ancestors. Through that trauma, we have victory. Look at this building that we sit in. Look at our elders who I turn to all the time for guidance, wisdom, knowledge. Look at the things that people have created to better the advancement of our social, economic, spiritual, mind, all those advancements of our self-being. We have a lot of things to overcome. We still look around and we see that trauma, that generational trauma, that historical trauma. Didn't even know what that was until 2011. That's what inspired me to get sober. A 33-year-old man running through this community, I was totally lost. And to finally understand what historical trauma was, it opened my eyes, and it hit me so profoundly that I understood that I needed to change my life, and that's what I did. And to lead me to sit amongst some great peers, to be able to sit as the chairman of the Blackfeet Nation is something that at times, when I'm getting ready in the morning, I can't even believe that it's happening. So I take all that with great pride. But I always remember what our people endured for me to be living, to be breathing. I really lose sight of that. We're sitting amongst greatness. To a certain degree, we're still in survival mode. There's a lot of life rafts out there that we have to extend out to our friends, our family, our loved ones who are still battling the curse of addiction. That's our calling. That's why we do what we do. I know I'm getting out there and I'm getting long-winded, but I'm going to keep going, buddy. Someone once asked me, told me I'm not good at anything. I said, sure you are. You're good at screwing up. If you get sober, you're going to be able to be good at that, and you're going to be able to teach somebody what you learned through that journey. Yeah, I was good. I was a good screw up. You know, we look at the history of what we've endured, and we can't allow that history to repeat itself. I've been watching the political climate. You know, as we move forward, the Blackfeet are always open arms to brothers and sisters of any color to come help us advance our quality of life. But we see a destruction of the democracy that has built American values. Diversity, equity, inclusion being attacked. We see our funding getting diminished. This very building that we stand in right now is under attack. That's just the reality. We'll find a way to overcome it. Truth being is that I believe that we're in a time and an era where we're basically on the brink of a civil war. I think this is the last front for what we call white nationalists. It's true, they exist. But I think it's more of a stance on white privilege. We got to remind everybody that if we work together, that we're going to get through anything. So I see my brothers and sisters sitting amongst us, and I got to know a few of these people, and I really appreciate the work that you guys are doing, especially with Glacier National Park. I believe up until the 30s, our people still lived in the park. Isn't that correct? Then they got booted out. We're going to go back in there. We're going to set some teepees up. Well, I want to thank you guys for listening to me, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful day, and it's good to be alive. So thank you.
I'd like to invite Brian Carlstrom from the Department of Interior to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Brad, and thank you for all those remarks, Chairman. It's an honor to be here among all of you in an academic community college setting on the Blackfeet Nation. The partnership that we're going to be formalizing today has been building for several years. And this is a way to formalize it to help improve the stewardship of the national park through tighter connections by collaborating and continuing to look for opportunities to enhance that collaboration. The park is important to so many people. Over 3 million people have visited it the last several years. And they need to be fully informed and aware of all the connections and meaning of that park to the Blackfeet Nation. We've been offering sun tours for over 30 years now, and that's a very popular tour within the park. And I think the opportunities for the students here to further enhance their connections to the park, to help our visitors learn more about it, and to spread that word of all the layers of importance of that park. It's impossible to go there and not make some level of connection, whether you realize it or not. It happens just by being in that very powerful space. So the opportunities that this agreement represent are up to each and every one of us in this room to help realize. We didn't get to this point without recognizing a bunch of opportunities and pursuing them. We're realizing Brad's dream today as a part of this. Let this be the inspiration for future dreams. And to carry forward with the power to make them realities. How many folks in this room are students right now? A few of you. Yeah, you count. Let this agreement be an inspiration for you to do something further with the park. It's up to you to carry it forward and to make it real and to further advance the way this is structured, to be flexible and adaptable and for something to grow on. It's structured for 5 years, but that's just the start. This is going to provide opportunities not for many different people, both for the Blackfeet community, immediately the Blood Tribe, but then also the park staff. We've got a couple park staff here today. They're working hard to try and make connections with the community college, and for our folks to come here and learn more about how they can enhance that awareness. You know, we are going through a very transformative time with the current administration and doing the best we can to keep moving the park forward and doing a very good job at that. We're looking a little different than we have in the past. The Park Service has been changing, always has been changing, but we're here and we're legitimizing the relationship and further advancing it with Blackfeet Community College here today. It's truly an honor and a privilege to be here. It is refreshing to be making the trek up from Denver to be here representing the National Park Service for this kind of an agreement that we worked very hard to establish and to grow and to honor and keep carrying forward. Really appreciate the opportunity to provide a few remarks. It's always special to have the connections to the people that were here first. And we will keep those traditions alive and strengthen them with the opportunities to interact with the park. Thanks so much. I'm looking forward to getting this signed off on. Thanks, Brad.
Look at me bossing people around me. Thank you for those remarks. So I'd like to invite Superintendent Dave Romer up, Superintendent Glacier Park, and our new partner, close partner, ironclad agreement. No, I'm just joking. So I'll have him say a few remarks, and then we'll get to the signing.
Thanks, Brad. Brian, it's great to see you here. Brian's my boss. It's not all that common for folks in the regional office to be able to travel, but this is an event that was important enough to meet that standard, and so I'm glad to get to spend some time with you here in and around the park and in Blackfeet Nation. I'm Dave Romer, fortunate enough to be the superintendent of just a tremendous park and place. My muscles are hurting from smiling today. There's so many friends and wonderful people here. I just want to mention a few who have, and thank them for investing in me and teaching me to help me understand the importance that is part of what we're doing today. So thank you, Brad, for being such a catalyst for coming to us with your dream and saying, hey, let's do this, right? Let's really do this. John and Carol Murray, thank you. Marvin and Melissa Weatherwax, thank you. Helen and Cookie, people that have really taken time to help me to understand and learn what's important to understand about being here. This agreement builds upon relationships that certainly, as you know, come before my so far brief time here at Glacier. Former Superintendent Jeff Mao is not here today, but he's been instrumental in forging relationships with the college. Chairman Jarvis and members of the Tribal Business Council have always been generous of their time and wisdom with park superintendents and with myself. Thank you for that. And for all that have worked to deepen the relationship and trust between the park and the Blackfeet community. It's an honor to be here to formalize this agreement today, to make this commitment at Blackfeet Community College for Glacier National Park and the college to work together in the service of learning, education that is connected to the land, and that acknowledges the importance of the lands in Glacier for the continuity of tradition, knowledge, learning, and ceremony for the Blackfeet people. As the superintendent of Glacier, as a park superintendent, I view my main responsibility as one of doing things that are for the long-term public good. There's a lot of long-term public good in this agreement between the college and the park that will benefit students, park rangers, members of the Conservancy that work with us in partnership. The cooperation and learning that this agreement will help to nourish and bring about also helps to restore a level of authenticity to the park itself. When Blackfeet language and culture and lodges and tradition is happening in the park, that's keeping the park true. It's restoring something that's true and necessary for the park to be a real place. So every time we do that, that means a lot. A lot of you will know that among my favorite days in my Park Service career is the day when Marvin and Melissa brought their lodge to the park and held a beaver bundle ceremony in the park at St. Mary after a very long absence. This agreement, I trust, will welcome more days like that, more moments that feel light and that do good in the world. On behalf of my colleagues, the rangers here from Glacier, who with me are going to help see this agreement through and live with it and breathe some life into it to make sure that it's functioning and nourishing our connections with the college. Thank you for having us here today.
Thanks, Dave. So I'm going to read the first two parts, the purpose and the objectives of the agreement, and then I'm going to sit next to Brian here and we are going to sign it. The purpose of this agreement establishes a collaborative relationship between the Blackfeet Community College and Glacier National Park to foster mutual educational, cultural, and professional benefits. The agreement promotes park access to educational programming, supports professional development for park staff, and enables the hosting of the college-sponsored cultural events within the park and within the confines of the applicable rules and regulations. The objectives to this agreement are: provide students, faculty, staff of the college with access to the park resources, curriculum-based learning. This is also extended to the local community members participating in college-sponsored events. To enhance the professional development opportunities of park staff through college workshops, training, and cultural academic resources. To to enable the college to host cultural, historical, and educational events at park facilities and at designated spaces, and to promote conservation, stewardship, and educational engagement among the park and the community. There's a lot of solicitor language we just skipped over. So as has been stated, this is a long time coming. In the short 3 years that I've been back at the college, this has been forming. It's a perfect storm of energies and a perfect storm of committed folks. And I'd like to invite Felix Nez and Melissa Weatherwax to come up to talk about our partnership with the Glacier Park Conservancy. And we're going to honor the members in attendance today, as well as our guests from the park.
Okay, tami gusto nato ni ato minix ki kaksenunix ki natuapi. I just want to also, my name is Melissa Weatherwax. I'm the Director of Institutional Development. I would just like to thank also, kind of acknowledge what we learned yesterday in being able to align our processes as far as what we have been handed down, whether it be through policy or through partnerships or through historical traumas, and acknowledge how we've actually been able to live and walk that today and what we've learned yesterday. I'd also like to acknowledge our former leadership within the national offices, the state offices, the BIA. We have a lot of leadership and faculty and students, everybody that's here to witness, and also the guidance from the Gugs and Nunix, and being able to align our ceremonies as Bunagais Tamik is actually Dave's name in our Blackfoot, and he embraced that. When we talked about that, having that happen, we were scared. We didn't know what was going to happen, and have a lot of healing to overcome and but we also have other partners. I'd like to acknowledge Michael always helps in that way as well. Being able to get also encouragement from you all to be able to take those steps in healing. And one I'd like to give a shout out to was Natugapo Das, Eli Neal. He spent time with us and dug holes in the heat and different things like that. Was actually come to us from the park through here at BCC, but also encourages us to strengthen our relationships in that way. Helen and I grew up in the park with our time here at BCC. bringing kids out through the Native Science Field Centers and using that for our main classroom. But we didn't, perpetuate any negative. We just kind of got out there and learned about the species and all of the different processes going on out there. And so hopefully we impacted them to just be able to treasure our relatives that are in the park. So now, and I really want to acknowledge Felix Nez and being able to help lead in this, become part of this relationship and bringing it on down to the campus and extending our impact, our capacity on our land grant programs on our East Campus here. So he's been a phenomenal agriculturalist. We gotta find a Blackfoot word for it, because it's more than just being able to dig into the ground or all of that. As we know, it's all relationship, and that's what we're expressing today. I really want to thank, I think the partners sitting here have contributed greatly to this relationship. I'm really proud of Brad for seeing his vision through and leading us in that direction. I remember him teaching us a lot as a fellow about his work in the park and how he started to grow that passion throughout his career, but helping to lead us in a kind way to see it through. There's something else that kind of came to mind with all of this work is what I've learned over a past couple elder presentations is that the kindness was our power, and we were always open to sharing what we had, and that's the way we need to approach things from here on out. So I'm glad to see us returning to ourselves. So I want to hand it over to Felix, and I really thank him and Nitsitaki for seeing this agreement through. It's been a long time coming, and there's other tribal colleges in the land grant areas that know of this project and are excited about it as well. And maybe we'll again be a model for those institutions. But I really give it to the man that helps lead me in this area, and I'm glad he don't listen a lot of times. He teaches me a lot, and I listen. No, but I'll hand it on over to Felix Ness, and thank you all for being here today.
Thank you, Melissa. That was awesome. It was good to hear your name being honored, I think. But Shay, my name is Felix Nez, is what they call me. Yes, my name is Bahajon. I come from the Ned tribe, small community in Arizona called Saley's, where I'm from. I was raised on a cow-calf operation, a really small cow-calf operation, so that kind of gives me my heart to where I love doing this. I love growing things. I love healing things in a sense, so that's where I think my mentality kind of comes from. I've been in extension for about going on 18, 19 years now. I spent 14 years with Dene College, and then about 4 years now here at Blackfeet Community College. Sorry. You know what, like Melissa said, long time coming. There was only 3 of us sitting down actually looking at this proposal. Cookie, Lindsay, we were the only ones pretty much sitting here trying to draft up this letter. How are we gonna do this? Luckily it came through, and I would have never imagined sitting down writing this letter that it would come to this. I mean, this is something awesome to see. We are pretty much almost completing our greenhouse. The siphon deal up at BAP happened, so the concrete work is where it kind of got held up. So in March, we're supposed to begin again. We do have a greenhouse that pretty much is established right now. It's a 60 by 40 set greenhouse. And you know that here at the college, we have our students in non-growing season. So that's where I think we can bridge that area where we teach students and the park itself, and actually bring that here to the college itself. So that's where I look at this production of greenhouse as being a continuous year-round production. It is gonna be heated, it is gonna be cooled in the summertime. So I tell my students, you know what, you guys, even though we have classroom up at the park in the summertime, we wanna look at this in the wintertime also. And actually see it growing from seed to roots to sprouts up into the back into the park itself, and feeding not just us, but the four-legged animals, the wildlife, even the sky people, bringing us the moisture. If you kind of notice that, that's one of the things that we're kind of missing this season. So that's where I kind of want to really iterate, is try to bring that here to us. And then of course in the summertime we can have fun up there, is what I tell them. So that's just me, you guys. So pretty much you'll probably see this. This is the only first beginning, is how I kind of see it. We want to actually butt up these greenhouses to make it larger and larger and larger. We still do have some funding that we can still tap into, and continuing funding that we want to see also. So I'm not asking for money, but just the kind-hearted that makes this happen, you know. Let's continue making it happen. Like almost every reservation, my res went through similar situations back in the past. They had massacre that was not known of, you know. It's something that's not big too. So that's some of the things that we kind of bridge between our park services and national park service areas. So that's just one thing I wanted to bring up, but I want to thank the board, Brad, facilities maintenance, all those guys that, you know, it's just not me, it's all of them that kind of approve the paperwork, say, let's do this, and I want to give a big thanks to all of them. My mom, my grandma back home, they're probably watching this on television, it's probably what I'm thinking, so, yeah, thank you, yeah.
So at this time, we are going to give our guests a token of our appreciation. And then I'm going to invite the Rawhide Singers up to do an honor song.
It's going to be a little louder than you like.
Okay, it's good to see you guys today. It's good to be a part of this historic event. My name is Orlin Edwards, and we're part of the Rawhide Singers. Well, one of our members is still in the hospital, Wendy, old chief, and after my grandfather passed away, Earl, you know, he kind of recruited us to take part in the Rawhide Singers. So we were kind of sitting back over there just trying to shuffle around our songbook to find out which honor song we're going to sing, but we got it taken care of. But again, it's really an honor to be a part of this, to be able to share our culture with not only the park, but we have a lot of visitors, tourists that come every single year, millions, that come by, and they get a chance to see not only our history, but the way we are, the way we live, the way we talk, the way we do things. And I just want to again thank the Park Service, the Blackfeet Community College for allowing this to happen. And how many's glad? It's awesome to be able to be going to park and see our culture being established again. And so again, we're gonna sing the Blackfeet Warrior song or the Picani Society song. There's two societies that use this song. And the story, little 20-second story on how this song was heard by Earl was when he was a young boy, and one of the gentlemen was honoring their family members, and they sang this song to honor them. So this is one of our older songs, along with the songs such as the Gray Horse Society, and all our society songs are really old. They have history to them, and so it's really vital that not only us learn them, but all of you learn them as well for such a time like this. And so we're going to sing the Blackfeet Warrior song and honor everybody here, not just them, but everybody here. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that concludes our signing. Again, thank you. Can I get a round of applause for all of our guests? And I think this needs to be said, this is my dream, but I'm going to share all of this with all of you guys. So thank you so much. Take care.
I'm gonna head out. Was there more to that agreement that would be relevant? Yeah, that would be good.
Do you have my email?
Yes.
Yep, just send me a request. Okay. Thank you for coming all this way.
Yeah, of course. Have a good one.